The title of this video is Initiations for Enlightenment and Love. When a shift in consciousness occurs and a new awareness opens, this is called an initiation. In some ways, nothing changes, and yet everything is experienced differently. The world is the same, and yet your experiences with it is what changes. An initiation is a quantum shift or a leap in consciousness into something which you have never experienced before, and yet they're recognized as being familiar. This is kind of a strange paradox, isn't it? This is because there's an aspect of who you are that knows and another aspect of you that doesn't know. The former I call the soul, and the latter is the ego personality, which overlays or covers the soul in most cases. The evolutionary process we go through in life includes the uncovering of the soul. So your true self or soul already knows the truth. It's called true self. And as it merges with and into the ego personality, it eliminates the ego's ignorance until eventually only the soul remains. Now, if you've been watching my videos for a while, you have probably already been experiencing some of what I'm talking about. You may not have expressed it in terms of initiation, but you know that shifts and changes are happening. Most people think of an initiation as a ceremony in which a person is asked to do something ritualistically in order to become a member of a select group. I remember being initiated in college into an athletic group in which only those who had lettered at least 2 years in a sport could belong to this group. There were several public and private initiation ceremonies in which I was required to do some humiliating things. But then came the reward. We were given a beautiful leather jacket to wear that had the college insignia and letter on it, and all the other students would notice, and the rest of the students recognized that we were special. At least that's what we thought at the time. Fraternities and sororities have their initiations. Clubs have their initiations. Secret societies and fraternal organizations have their initiations. So initiations are part of our culture. But most people who go through these type of initiations do not experience any significant spiritual changes. There may be some outer changes that allow them access to meetings and practices and have knowledge that is not accessible or known to the uninitiated. But this is not what is meant by an initiation in a spiritual context. Spiritual initiations open you to more than knowledge of rituals or ceremonies. They create shifts in awareness and consciousness. It raises your consciousness level to higher levels of realization. This type of shift enables you to become more true to who you know you are at your deepest inner depths and core, because it strips away the cloaks of illusions, the false identities, the distortions, because they are what create all the struggle and suffering. And as you strip that away, it reveals your deeper nature of your soul, which I refer to as essential goodness. And it's composed of love and light. And as a result of integrating that, your life changes in very meaningful ways. So initiation means the start of something new. Just look at the word. It starts with the word initiate, something new. So it starts that way, and it's not always a single moment, or not always a single thing that happens. It could be a series of things, a whole new direction, or turning to a deeper spiritual experience. Because your life is actually composed of many turnings, But you probably haven't thought of them as initiations. Some are small, some are subtle, and others are more noticeable and profound. Some have ceremonies like marriages and graduations, or confirmations and bar mitzvahs. So anytime you notice that you are experiencing a new way of seeing the world in a more enlightened way, you could say that you've gone through an initiation or something new initiated, which is what the word initiation refers to. So spiritual initiations create connections with the soul and higher truths in what I often refer to as soul merging. As you practice doing this over time, the soul gradually integrates with your ego personality more and more, and the mind merges with the soul. And as it does that, the negative ego dissolves. Some refer to what I'm calling the soul as simply presence, or maybe divine presence, or I am presence, and actually many other names. But the word presence is especially descriptive because there's a type of non-physical sensation that accompanies the emergence of your core nature. And this is because my reference to the soul is to the highest enlightened awareness of the soul, which is just another way, in other words, of saying the source or God. Your individual soul is composed of an aspect of God. And there is a feeling, awareness, and recognition of a peaceful, comforting presence as you merge with it. As you go through life, you have many times when you're presented with choices to turn away from the false ego self, which sort of possesses and controls you. And as it does that, it forms identities that you think of as your personality. Over time, you come to think they are you. You are the personality. And it's composed of emotions and beliefs and needs and wants and expectations, many of which other people have imposed on you, or you formulated yourself as a person who you think you want to be. Eventually, when you outgrow these manufactured identities, you'll turn toward the true being that you are, and you'll follow the path that takes you to your soul. So life is actually an evolution of merging with the soul until you become only the soul living through your body. And sometimes this is expressed as a spiritual being living a physical existence rather than a physical person having a spiritual experience. The speed of the transition depends on how consciously you participate in the process. If you are not purposely and proactively pursuing the transition by applying yourself to practices that actively clear away the illusions, the distortions, and the ego identities, it could take you many lifetimes until you do actively participate. So why not start now? Why not become the active leader of your evolution? Well, the challenge is there are a lot of distractions all along the way. They are driven by your wants and your desires and your needs. And they're usually accompanied with struggles and challenges and suffering. And as a result, they dominate your time and attention. So as a result, most people don't give any thought to their soul or their evolution. So for them, evolutionary progress is very slow, and one lifetime closely resembles their previous lifetime. Initiations, on the other hand, are really about moving into something that has been unknown to you. They often cause sudden shifts in the way you view or experience something. Sometimes they're called aha experiences or epiphanies. They're often sudden and often very unexpected. But these are actually a normal and natural part of life when you're ready for them. Sometimes they're rather rare in a person's life because most people seem absorbed in everyday matters of work and their hobbies and sports and all of the activities with their families and all the things they want in their relationships. But epiphanies sometimes happen through the trigger of an initiation activation, which caused something that was unknown to become known. And you feel like you made a new discovery and an evolutionary leap, even if it was a small one. These epiphanies or initiations can be triggered by a crisis, a trauma, an illness, an accident, or some sudden spiritual awakening, or becoming aware of something profound that you never knew before. And they usually increase your sense of wonder, and they broaden and deepen your perceptions of reality. Every initiation moves you closer and deeper into self-discovery of your truth, which means your soul. And that also means evolution. Initiations are a very natural part of discovering new ways of viewing your existence. You could say you see things through a new lens. This includes subjects that you viewed previously, maybe many times, but suddenly you see and understand it all with a fresh new perspective. And this is related to what is often called awakening. Waking up to seeing or realizing a deeper reality of truth in everyday experiences. In spiritual language, these are often called self-realization or God realization. And the word realization refers to a new inner knowing that didn't come through the five major senses, nor the analytical mind. In fact, enlightenment is little more than seeing all things with greater clarity, seeing the reality below the illusions of appearances, or what is called in the law of one, distortions, or more commonly called illusions. The videos that I make, among many other sources and things that you have available, can be catalysts to accelerate these awakenings. Each video, in a way, can be a new initiation if it triggers shifts in your consciousness and it opens you to new awareness. The most important initiations are all related to increasing love, light, and understanding, and merging and integrating the soul so that higher dimensional realities and the heart and soul can reveal themselves to you. The discussions and meditations are there to help you unveil the enlightened heart. And this aligns your consciousness with divine love and peace and a purity and goodness. This is like the opening of petals of a beautiful flower. But these petals are made out of love. They're made out of light. And sometimes the little petals in the chakras are referred to that way, like flower petals. It's all about your consciousness opening and bringing you closer to and then beyond the threshold of enlightenment. And the gateway is through your heart. That's where the deepest healing can take place. And the heart is the portal to your deepest core of the soul. The soul has always been with you, of course, but you've been distracted from it. At some point in your life, there's a natural engaging of your original essence or soul that begins to call to itself. The soul wants to make itself known to you in a more conscious way. So any desire to listen to spiritual discussions, do meditations, or other spiritual practices are your soul calling you to search and discover your next level of realization. This is called self-discovery. These are the way the soul calls to you. The initiations of higher consciousness are all initiations of love, light, and transcendence to oneness, and higher levels of realization which free you from the control of the ego. And your role is to receive the transmission of light, all being presented. The surrendering of the heart opens it, and what makes possible the deep trust in higher awareness that wants to come in. As you surrender your struggles, your pain, your blocks, your resistance, you begin making discoveries that are quite exciting and which motivate you to continue and go deeper. And this is no small accomplishment, because there are aspects of your identity that have been in resistance to these processes all along the way, even over lifetimes. And if that were not true, you ought to have already arrived at enlightenment a long time ago. The resistance you find comes in the form of feeling insecure about the outcome of the process, or you have some fear or trepidation about the unknown, which is really always the case with the ego, with something it has never experienced before. So the ego is kind of paranoid. Remember, initiation is the formation of a new relationship with something that has been unknown to you. And through the initiation process, the unknown is seen as something to move toward, not something to avoid. This is an evolution upward, which is why it is also called ascension. The process of moving through the resistance and the unknown triggers some opening through the full power of the spiritual heart, which becomes the threshold or the access portal to open you to higher awareness. The heart opens unconditionally beyond the entrapments of duality, separation, or fear into unity consciousness. The heart center, the heart chakra, are your key to enlightenment through love that is unconditional. You see, resistance or fear of the unknown is about the separation, which to the ego personality means intolerable loneliness, abandonment, and possibly even what it thinks is its complete destruction. Well, if that's what you thought would happen, of course that would trigger resistance. But the deeper initiations of love and light are what enable you to shift into a state of awareness in which all those illusions vanish. They are false perceptions, false conclusions, and they arise from what is called duality, or the perception of being separate from all the rest of creation. The disillusionment or dissolving of the illusions of separation is called the enlightened state of consciousness, which is a consciousness in which the perceptions of separation vanish. The doors to enlightened consciousness are opened with a higher form of love and acceptance. And while this might sound desirable and easy, it is this level of love that the ego actually resists. The natural reaction is to either run from something new or try to destroy what is perceived to be threatening. But in the realm of consciousness, this only increases the resistance. On the other hand, the more you transform into love, the more all the resistance, misperceptions, and suffering and separation cease to exist. So to help you experience this, next I'm going to guide you to begin doing this. And I'll ask you to request to open yourself to receive light and love and oneness that comes with divine presence through your heart center, through the full area in the chest, which connects with the deepest core of the soul. And you'll find this most effective if you do it with your eyes closed and are in a relaxed state. So you can request this as an intention with these words. It is my intention and request to open myself to the light, love, and oneness of divine presence. It is my intention and request to open myself to the light, love, and oneness of divine presence through my heart center. So gently bring your focus of attention and awareness to this delicate nature of the opening heart center. Now, sometimes when you want to open your heart, the heart perceives this as making you vulnerable. But actually, when you do it this way that I'm guiding you to, the exact opposite happens, because you're going to be bringing in the power, empowerment, and presence of the soul. So as you breathe in, bring it in with golden and white light down into the heart center, in the center of your chest. This is about behind where the thymus gland is. And imagine a golden and white ball of light about the size of a baseball, forming like a miniature sun in the middle of your chest. The light is your soul. The soul is made out of light, and it radiates throughout your entire body, just like the sun radiates light all around 360 degrees. So does your soul. It radiates through your whole body, head to toe, and through your aura, because actually your soul is larger than your physical body. But the core of it, where you can connect with it, is in the center of your chest. At least that's the easiest place for you to connect with it. You can connect with it in your head if you would like, but the heart is the most important place, because that brings in a unification of the enlightenment presence by connecting with the mind, the analytical mind, the thinking process, the upper chakras, and the lower chakras. The heart chakra is between them. So allow yourself to admit and recognize that it has not always been easy to live your life with an open heart. But also recognize that now you live in a new time, a time when you can return to your true heart and your true nature and your true self. to live through the soul's love. And as you ponder that, you can sense there is a freedom with this, a freedom to live without judgment or pain of negative emotional reactions holding you in a state of separation. Those are all distortions of the analytical mind, the ego personality. Breathe in the soft breath of divine acceptance, healing, and love deeply into your heart, and watch the gateway of the heart soften and open. Your heart has been waiting and wanting this for a long time. It wants to open to the full depth of what an open heart chakra offers. Through much of your life, and even other lifetimes, you are looking for love outside of yourself. And you either denied or ignored the love that already lies inside, within you, with the spark of light that we call the soul. You have only to shift your attention from your head to your heart. And to the degree that you do this, your soul can emerge and take you to the highest realms. What's really interesting about this process is it doesn't take any trying to do it. The mind wants to analyze, it wants to participate, and it even struggles with trying to figure out how to do this. But if you are struggling or trying, you're trying to do it with your mind and your analytical thinking. Stop the trying. Just put your attention in the center of your chest and take a deep breath and surrender and open yourself to receive the love and light of divine presence. And you will start shifting naturally and effortlessly. It's really not a matter of doing or trying. It's a matter of allowing, surrendering, relaxing, and opening to receive. So now let your attention be on the heart center and allow each breath to bring in pink, unconditional love light. It comes in with love and acceptance, drawn into the heart center, filling your chest with safe and secure healing love, unconditional love. And it takes your surrender to a much deeper level, into the deep presence of love that is actually, naturally, and always there, waiting. And now you are opening to it. Let each exhalation release any holding or any need for armoring or protection that you might be holding around the heart because of having been hurt emotionally through the heart, through relationships, through circumstances where you gave love that was not returned or not given to you unconditionally or in the way that you expected or wanted. As you connect with the soul brings all of the comfort, safety, security, and protection that you could ever need. And even the loneliness the abandonment, the pain of separation dissolve and vanish. It all comes about by merging with the soul and asking it to emerge, to integrate. As you breathe into your heart fills with the soul's presence, and its brilliant light radiates from you like the sun. All you have to do is allow it to happen, to request that it happen, to intend for it to happen. Say these words to yourself and make them your own. I ask for the presence and light of my soul to emerge. I ask the light and presence of my soul to fill my mind and my body. I acknowledge my soul. I feel my soul. I love you, my soul. As you gently let go of each breath, say to yourself, I say yes to receiving healing. I say yes to be free of struggling. I say yes to being happy. I say yes to being at peace. With each breath that you inhale, let each breath draw in the healing light presence, and taking it in deeper and deeper until it merges to every atom, into every cell, space, atom, organ, tissue, oral layer, chakra, and even all the hidden places in and around your energy field and body. And then with each exhalation, you automatically release any holding or voices of resistance, and you become clearer and freer and lighter and brighter. Peace and light come into your heart like the morning sun spreading across the ocean. This is the bright light of the soul, flooding the heart, overflowing into your body and aura, washing over and through you, clearing you deeply from the inside out. Say these words for yourself and make them your own. I open my heart to receive the miraculous nature of my soul. I acknowledge deep peace. I acknowledge deep joy. Be open to receive the transmission of love directly from the source of all, flowing through your soul into your body, but also filling your causal body, your aura, your chakras, your subconscious mind, releasing, washing, and clearing. Washing and clearing all negative karmic history, all guilt, all karmic regrets, and certainly all karmic debts or obligations from all people, from all lifetimes, all the way back to your creation. Unleash the ultimate power of love, the power of the universe, to wash you deeply, dissolving everything unlike itself, leaving you with pure love, pure light, pure clarity. And now let this feeling and memory amplify and deepen within you. Just allow and feel the heart space expanding and opening, opening. And notice the love and the light are present and emerging and deepening even more. Repeat these thoughts and make them your own. I open to receive the full merging of love and light that is being offered. I yield and surrender my heart. I receive the deep trust in the higher awareness coming in. And now just listen. Love is what nourishes all life. It is the sustaining force behind all creation. It is the substance of creation. And by merely putting your attention on it, you cause it to emerge more and more. You cause it to grow and expand within you simply by being conscious of its presence. So there's no doing, there's no trying, there's no struggling. It's a relaxed allowing. It's sort of an effortless effort. It's almost automatic just by being receptive. Take a moment now and within your heart say, I open my heart deeply now to merge into divine love. I open my heart deeply now to merge into divine love. I feel divine love deeply in my heart. Allow the feelings, presence, and light of love fill your whole body from head to toe. And now notice what you are sensing and feeling. In whatever way you are experiencing this, request to merge your consciousness into the sensations and feelings and bring them throughout your body from head to toe as you move deeper and deeper. I ask this presence to merge and integrate throughout my body. I accept and receive all I am asking for. My purpose is to know love and feel love. It is my intent and desire to be love. And I surrender to deep, divine love. This is actually your deep nature. It is what your soul is. Therefore, it is your true nature. So be thankful for receiving this realization and whatever else you received in this session. And be thankful for including what you may not even be aware of receiving. Often there is a subtext. There are processes going on, helping you evolve that you may not even be consciously aware of. And heartfelt gratitude is a door opener. So express your gratitude for everything you have been given today. And now, ask this entire session to fully and deeply integrate throughout your body, mind, and being. And slowly allow yourself to come back to the present place and time where you are doing this. But maintain your connection with a deep place within you. Returning to full awareness to your normal alert and aware self in present time, right here and right now. And bringing all the love and light with you, permanently with you now. And open your eyes if they have been closed and stretch it out. And now until next time, I send you all the love of my soul and awareness. May you be blessed with love always. I'm Jonathan Parker.